the benefit of themselves. This is what we also do when the self-cherishing is operating. But anyway, so with all the problems that you have here, because I see that you have difficult lives. Everything is a struggle here. I mean, come on, even buying a ticket in the train station is a struggle. In India, there's much more people queuing up, but there's much less aggression when you buy a ticket. Much less pushing and shoving, and also mental pushing and shoving. Wow, you have to really prepare yourself before you go to the train station. If you don't have a card where you can buy a ticket in the machine, blimey. Shops is a struggle. The Kubat Cholin is a struggle. You know, you fight with insurances and bosses and this and that and this. I mean, this is a story I hear. I don't know. Maybe it's not true.
It's very true.
There's a constant struggle everywhere. So of course life becomes very difficult. Yeah. So I do see that life is difficult, but we don't have to react with more struggle and more aggression. We can maybe react in a different way. So now I have 2 minutes left to go. Why me? Okay, we will spend too much time. But then we have, like, as I said, we have aggression and we have aversion. We create actions with body, speech, and the mind, with thoughts. And when these mental factors, these negative mental factors are operating, it creates what is called negative imprints on this mind stream, which we call seeds. That at one point, when the right conditions come, they will ripen in the same way. In the same way that the same thing happening to me, or I create the habit. This is how karmic imprints ripen. Now, very often then we think it is a system of reward and punishment, isn't it? Especially when it's the punishment. So the Buddhists, you know, the ones who are not very well instructed, I have to say, if as a Buddhist and things do not go well, and you sit there and go, oh, it's my karma, you have not understood karma. Because then it sounds as if somebody else just threw that at you, as if it's not fair, it's still not your responsibility, it's my karma. It's not me who created the situation somewhere down the line in the past. Because if you are a Buddhist who says when things go not well, you go, wow, negative karma ripening, which is on my mind stream. And then when positive things happen and you go, oh, positive karma ripening, then you have understood karma. Because it's like the Buddhists, even the Western Buddhists, they only use the karma principle, law of cause and effect, when things go bad. When things go well, it's my doing. Yeah. When things go bad, it's the karma. So it's not like this. We rejoice when positive imprints are ripening. So we think, oh, you know, this I like, so let me create more positive imprints. And when you're well and happy and relaxed, it's so easy to create more merit and positive imprints by doing pujas and doing all these things, being kind to others, you know, acting out of loving kindness and all this. When you are suffering, when you're tight, when you're angry, it is very difficult to do these things happily. Yeah? So like that. Mitzvah. When you are angry and suffering, do you do very consciously, you go out and say, ooh, I don't have enough mitzvahs here now, I better go out and create some more. Do you do that? No? Well, that's what you should do, to counterbalance the whole thing, you know? Because there is no point in you suffering. You're not making anybody happy. Except for maybe your enemies. But it's not, this is also, we don't want them to have that happiness because that is... Can you see what wrong views, how that creates suffering? When this perverse happiness about somebody else suffering, can you see how that creates more suffering? This is why the whole balagan on this planet is created by wrong views. Not knowing what brings happiness for everybody and peace. Even though everybody wants peace, but everybody does exactly the wrong things. Looking only at their side instead of looking at the other side. Yeah? Not everybody. Many. Again, sorry, I exaggerated. So that is one thing. We can say, okay, this mind, which is a continuity in past lives, it has created a negative action, so this is happening now. This is a view. Why me? Because we know I have created it. But now with karma, we can maybe use it for, if you're not Buddhist, because I know it's a difficult concept. We can use it in different ways. We want to have a mind that is very clear, calm, and stable. Does everybody want this? Can we agree on that? I definitely, because I see I work so well when my mind is open and spacious and calm. I can, somebody gets really angry at me, shouts at me, no problem. It's really not a problem if I'm open and well. I even have compassion for the person. I try to do everything I can do to calm the person down. Not because of me, but because of them. And I'm also not using it in order to feel superior and make fun of them. Because that's what happened. When you get angry at somebody, if you're not able to hurt them, they start to laugh at you. This is what we do with children. Because we're not afraid of our children, when they get really angry, we think it's funny. Isn't it? Yeah, because we look as stupid as the kids. But angry, the kids think, I really will get something now. But I think, we all want to have a calm, stable mind. Then we put ourselves some standards, I also think. Standards of behavior, isn't it? Do you have that? Integrated, something like you think, I will not kill human beings. Maybe even I will not kill animals, and then the smaller the animal gets, then the less the determination becomes. All of a sudden, a cat, you see somebody killing a cat, you're outrageous, then there's a mosquito and you go like this. It's also hypocritical, excuse me, mosquitoes also don't want to die. Now I'm not saying you continue to kill your mosquito and then you go around killing all the cats. That's not what I'm saying, in order not to be a hypocrite, okay? But you have to see, we judge the person who doesn't see the cat as being worthy to live because the cat gets on its nerves. We judge that person, but we don't judge ourselves, because for us, we have decided the mosquito is not worthwhile living. So, okay. Yeah? Spiders. Well, how many spiders, when you see they have a leg missing, would you bring to the vet? I mean, you can try. Or a rat. If it's not a pet rat, a rat that you find in the street that is injured, do you think a vet would treat it? If it's a good vet, yes, because he understands it's an animal that suffers. But the first thing would take a stone and flash. It's just a rat. That's what most of the people do. Scorpions. If the scorpion is injured, you try to help him? Huh? Okay, so then I'm not saying you should. You make your own standards. But question these standards from time to time and look at the standards whether you're keeping them or not. Because if you have standards and you fall from them, what happens to the mind? Mind is happy? So this is it. Then you either have to lower your standards and become very honest and say, yes, I'm a rotten person. I go around stealing, cheating, lying, so at least you're honest. Or you have to make an effort to live up to your standards in order for the mind not to be confused. So this is what we'll do in the meditation we do before lunch. We start to look at our standards and then we do purification. Yeah? Because it's okay to have high standards and to fall from them. But you need to amend. You need to do something. You need to be conscious of it. So the steps would be, you have your standards of not cheating, I think, not stealing, not lying, not killing, to a certain extent. What else? What else you have?
Sex misconduct.
Huh?
No gossip. Abusing.
No gossip. Do you have a standard of no gossip?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't have it yet. I mean, I would like to be able to stop gossiping, but the standard, standard means, it's like you really, it's very strong, integrated. I won't kill, I won't steal, I won't lie.
Sexual misconduct.
Sexual misconduct, for example, that's very good for young people especially. Put that standard in your mind so that when the danger is there, and you have a relationship with, you're married or you are in a relationship with somebody, and somebody else comes along that you fall in love with, if that standard is very firmly there, you'll be able to maybe not to cheat on your partner. You finish the relationship first, and then you go on to the other one. What other standards could we have? Sexual misconduct is a good one. I think that, you know, if we wouldn't buy no intoxicants, for example, not to get drunk, not to get totally in la la land with drugs.
Not stealing.
Yeah, I think I said that. I said killing, stealing, lying.
You said the five.
Huh?
Take advantage of someone.
Take advantage of someone.
Yeah.
That we could put as a standard also. Yeah. Because in the break, we will make a break now. Become aware of what your standards are, because that's what we will look in the meditation. Am I living up to these standards?
Being a kind person is a standard or just a will?
Huh?
Being a kind person, trying to be a kind person is a standard.
You can make
or
it
just
your
a will?
standard. A will is a standard. Standard is a will, isn't it? I mean, standard has to come with will, otherwise it's blah blah. Otherwise it's hypocritical. Yeah, that's my standard, and I judge everybody else who is not living by these standards. But me, no. I'm sorry, I had to do like this because, you know, this whole thing about cooking up, cooking up excuses. So anyway, I will not talk, we will not talk so much about the law of cause and effect, because it takes a long time and it is very complex. We will have a whole day on it next Saturday, how karma works in Mahona, is it, I think? Right? So if you want information, you can ask Yael after lunch, because we're still in silence until lunch. But that would be, I think, this is the Buddhist way of dealing when something negative happens to you. You know that the seed or the potential for that to happen was in your mind stream, that had been created through a past action. Either in this life, very often it's in a past life, even more often it's like very far away. Because seeds and imprints need time to ripen. So they stay on the mind stream for quite long, and then they ripen. So basically, yes, it is saying it is your fault. But it's saying it in a very healthy way. You know, if I go on a bicycle and I fall off, whose fault is it? The one who made the bicycle? Yeah, he's also involved, but I didn't have to go on it. Do I feel bad when I fall off the bike and say, gosh, I'm so stupid? Yeah? I don't, because I know how easy it is to fall off the bike, because I fell off a few times. Do you see what I mean? With this view, we don't need to feel stupid maybe, yeah, but not feel bad, not feel this, this action that I did was not skillful, because that is the result of it. Would that help, you think, that view? Would that help for us to become more careful about our actions? Because we know that it will come back at one point. Would you think that will help? Okay, so that's one view. Then there's another view by psychologists or scientists. There's somebody who's working a lot with forgiving, is called Fredrik Laskin. He is from Sweden, I think, not sure. And he works especially with people who have been heavily traumatized. So, but he's pure scientist. He's not Buddhist or spiritual practitioner or whatever. So he says, the universe, everything is at random. Okay, whatever happens to people, it's just at random. So there's nothing we can control there. But what you do with what happens to you, this you have a choice. What happens to you, you don't have a choice. That's science. It's not Buddhism who says that. Right? Also, which imprints ripen at the moment, we don't have a choice. But which imprints we create for the future, this we have a little bit of a choice by being conscious. Again, awareness meditation, training the mind to see where it is, how it feels, what it's about to say, and then say stop, so that we can keep to our standards. Okay? So whatever view you have, why things happen to you, you know, there's the Christian view, I don't know the Jewish view, but there's the Christian view of God testing you, kind of, so that you grow, not to make you suffer because God doesn't love you, but to make you grow. Because it's with the difficulties that we grow. And I know Christians that really practice that, and they wear the difficult situations like ornaments. And it's true, they become shinier and shinier and shinier, because in every situation they look, what is there for me to understand here? And they are really able to forgive. The Christians who practice Christianity, they are really good at forgiving. Because their boss did it the most, you know. They have this example who hangs on the cross and who says, please forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. I don't know if somebody would nail me on the cross if I could have such thoughts. You know, please don't punish them because they don't know what they're doing. This is like, wow. Yeah. The Buddha only somebody tried to kill him, but he didn't kill him. So he didn't have such difficult objects. Jesus, he was put on the cross. So that's the Christian view, is to forgive. So this is what they train. The ones who practice. I'm not saying every Christian is good at it, but I know people who are really good at it. And they're beautiful people, and they're totally relaxed and happy. They're not going around feeling like the victim. Yeah. But also they're not going out to look for problems. When problems come, they have this conditioning of working in it. What is there to see from me? Because they want to come closer to Jesus. They want to have a mind that is able to forgive bigger and bigger and bigger events. They're also rare, okay? The ones who can practice this, they're rare. So that's a view. I am talking about, I know I'm talking left and right, but I'm talking about views. A view that helps us so that we can deal with the situation in a skillful way. Why me? So there's a view of random, wrong place, wrong time, I was there. There's the view of the mind stream was beginningless, has done the same action, or maybe even a smaller action because karma increases, and as it stays on the mind stream, then it gathers strength because these karmic seeds are dynamic. They're not just, lying there, and it gathers strength through habit, and then the result can be quite big. There's that view, or the view is some higher force has given it to me, who has power, who is omnipotent, has given it to me for me to learn something. Or if you have absolutely no view, then you have no view, so then I don't know what you do. It's their fault. This is the most common view, is it's their fault. And this view doesn't help to make you feel better. Because you cannot work with other people's mind. You can only work with your mind. Okay, so now we make a break until about 11:15, so half an hour. You have a nice break. So I do invite you to go and look at your standards, whether you live up to them, so that you can bring something to purify when we do the purification. So we can make amendments and put determination on the mind. If you think you totally live up to your standards all the time, you don't need to come for the meditation. You can have a break until 12 o'clock. But, then you might miss out on something that you maybe don't even notice that you don't live up to your standards. So whatever. If you want to if you think you're living up to your standards, but you want to know what this purification is all about, out of curiosity, you come. Especially if you have moments where you feel low about yourself, where you're judging, where you're beating yourself up, then please come, because purification is a real letting go and letting it be for the past. so that we don't have to continue with this guilty mind, with this mind that feels low about ourselves, and then we create more negativities and more and more and more. It's about, purification is about forgiving ourselves and to start afresh. I said, it's funny, Yom Kippur should come before the New Year. Yeah. You let go, you cleanse, you purify, and then, whoa, fresh start. So this is purification. This is what we'll do in the meditation from 11:15 to about 12. Okay? So if you are feeling low about yourself, sometimes it's a very good method to clean out, detox. It's mental detox. To let go, to forgive yourself. It's okay. We're trying. It's fine. Okay? So you're still in silence. Thank you very much. And I'll see you in half an hour.